He went into great detail, telling me that Charlie had bent me over between two trailers and smeared Crisco oil on my butt. He said that anyone could have passed by and witnessed it. So I asked, "Who is it?" He replied, "Charlie." I told him this is what men do. I mean, Charlie Sheen was diddling them on the set of Lucas, with radicals like Sean Penn, Mel Gibson, Colin Farrell, and P. Many people thought he was telling the truth when Charlie Sheen denied the accusations made by Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, but he later dropped his lawsuit against Corey Feldman, who claimed that Haim told him he was touched. Carlos Erwin Estes, popularly known as Charlie Sheen, was born on September 3, 1965, in New York City. He was the youngest son of Martin Sheen, born Ramon Antonio Gerardo Estes, a respected actor famous for his role in Apocalypse Now and The West Wing. His mother Janet Templeton was an artist growing up in a household immersed in the arts, and Charlie and his siblings Emilio, Ramon, and Renee were exposed to the entertainment industry from a hub of. Charlie's aspirations and future career in acting were undoubtedly shaped by his creative environment, which included scripts, actors, and conversations about movies and television. Charlie was raised in Malibu, California, and attended Santa Monica High School, where he developed a passion for acting and baseball. He played on the school's baseball team and showed early signs of his penchant for theatrics by producing amateur films with his brother Emma Lowe and school friends Rob Lowe and Sean Penn. Even as a teenager, Charlie displayed the charm, charisma, and rebellious streak that would later become his hallmarks, but his academic performance was inconsistent and frequently eclipsed by his growing interest in movies. Charlie Sheen's first foray into professional acting came with a small role in his father's film, The Execution of Private Slovak, 1974, but his official acting debut was in the Cold War drama Red Dawn, 1984, where he played a high school student turned guerrilla fighter. Although the film was not a major critical success, it was a commercial hit and gave Charlie his first taste of Hollywood life. His breakthrough role came in Oliver Stone's Platoon, 1986, where he played Chris Taylor, a young soldier in the Vietnam War. The film won several Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and received rave reviews. Sheen's portrayal of a soldier battling the horrors of war garnered him critical acclaim and solidified his reputation as a serious actor. His role in the Platoon showcased his versatility and capacity to manage emotionally complex characters, paving the way for future opportunities. Charlie then starred in another Oliver Stone film, Wall Street 1987, with Michael Douglas as a young, ambitious stockbroker named Bud Fox. Sheen perfectly captured the ambition and greed of the 1980s Wall Street culture, and Wall Street was a critical and commercial success, further solidifying Sheen's position as a major player in Hollywood in the late 1980s. The two young actors, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, were rapidly rising to prominence as Hollywood's newest teen heartthrobs. They starred in a number of films together, such as The Lost Boys, 1987, and License to Drive, 1988. At the time, both actors were riding high on the success of their careers, becoming icons for a generation that idolized their on-screen personas and off-screen camaraderie. However, beneath the surface of their developing careers was a place rife with exploitation and predatory behavior, particularly toward young actors who were frequently viewed as disposable commodities. Corey Haim in particular battled the demands of fame and the personal traumas he endured during this time. While Haim and Feldman seemed to have it all, their personal lives were full of suffering, confusion, and the darker aspects of Hollywood's behind-the-scenes reality. Charlie Sheen's relationship with Corey Haim became a particularly complicated and contentious chapter in his life. Years later, allegations surfaced regarding Sheen's inappropriate behavior toward Haim during the film Lucas 1986, in which both actors starred. The allegations were part of a larger narrative of abuse that surfaced in Corey Feldman's 2013 memoir Choreography, in which Feldman described the predatory behavior that was common in Hollywood during the 1980s. Feldman, a close friend of Haim, suggested that Haim had confided in Feldman about his unsettling experiences with older men in the industry, including Sheen. These revelations sent shockwaves through Hollywood as they revealed a side of the industry that was not just isolated incidents but rather a larger culture of exploitation. High-profile actors like Sheen were implicated, which brought attention to the industry's shortcomings in protecting its young talent. The entertainment industry, which had previously been criticized for how it treated women, was now being scrutinized for how it treated children and young actors. The story of the two Coreys was at the forefront of these discussions. Sheen has consistently denied these allegations, claiming that he never engaged in any inappropriate behavior with him. Despite his denials, however, Sheen has not done much to stop the controversy or lessen the harm to his reputation. The accusations against Sheen, whether they were true or not, have had a lasting negative impact on his career and public image. The allegations against Sheen, along with his own well-documented struggles with addiction and erratic behavior, contributed to a perception of him as a deeply troubled individual whose personal demons frequently overshadowed his professional accomplishments. This context made it difficult for Sheen to escape the scrutiny and speculation that followed, as many began to question the culture of silence and complicity that allowed such behavior to go unchecked for so long. The impact of these allegations on Sheen's career and personal life was profound. The accusations against Sheen and the stories Haim and Feldman shared highlighted the vulnerability of young actors and the need to create a safer environment in the entertainment industry. Theory advocacy groups started to push for stricter regulations and oversight to protect child actors from exploitation, and the public became more aware of the systemic issues that had long plagued Hollywood despite the ongoing debates and the lack of protections. Sheen became entangled in a narrative of lost innocence and the predatory nature of the entertainment industry, with Sheen frequently at the center of these discussions. As the entertainment industry grapples with its past and present, the stories of Haim Feldman and Sheen serve as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, accountability, and compassion in protecting the most vulnerable among us. Throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s, Sheen continued to build his career with roles in films like Young Guns 1988, Major League 1989, and Hot Shots. However, the damage to his reputation was irrefutable because the court of public opinion frequently operates on perception rather than proof. These roles in 1991 demonstrated Sheen's versatility as an actor who could play both dramatic and comedic roles. Hot Shots and its sequel were especially successful, solidifying Sheen's reputation for comedic timing and garnering him a devoted fan base. However, despite his success in the entertainment industry, Sheen's personal life was increasingly characterized by excess and scandal in the early 1990s. He was involved in a number of legal and personal issues, including accusations of drug abuse, reckless behavior, and domestic violence. His turbulent relationship with actress Kelly Preston ended in 1990 following an unintentional shooting incident, further damaging his reputation. In 1995, Sheen's name surfaced in the notorious Hollywood Madam scandal, where it was revealed that he was a client of Heidi. In the early 2000s, Sheen transitioned from film to television with his role on the popular sitcom Spin City. He replaced Michael J. Fox in 2000 and quickly became a fan favorite, earning a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a television series, musical, or comedy. This role revitalized Sheen's career and set the stage for his most iconic television role as Charlie Harper on 2.5 Men, which premiered in 2003. FLE, a well-known madam, testified in court that he had spent more than $50,000 on prostitutes, a revelation that only enhanced Sheen's reputation as a bad boy in Hollywood. Sheen was one of the best-paid actors on television, earning an estimated $1 each season throughout the 8 seasons of the show, which resonated with people as a portrayal of a hedonistic jingle writer. $8 million per episode during its peak of popularity. Sheen's portrayal of Charlie Harper seemed to be a perfect fit for his real-life persona as a womanizer and party animal. However, Sheen's behavior off-screen began to reflect the reckless lifestyle of his character, and his struggle with substance abuse became well-known due to several rehab stays and a string of highly publicized outbursts. In 2011, Sheen's unpredictable behavior reached a tipping point, which resulted in his highly public departure from 2.5 Men after he made derogatory comments about the shows. Sheen's departure from 2.5 Men marked a significant turning point in his career. His public meltdown, which was marked by erratic behavior and grandiose statements, became a media sensation. Phrases like winning tiger blood and Adonis DNA entered the public lexicon, and Sheen's bizarre antics were widely covered by news outlets and became the subject of countless internet memes. Following his firing, Sheen embarked on a nationwide tour titled My Violent Torpedo of Truth. Defeat is Not an Option. The tour received mixed reviews and was widely perceived as an attempt to capitalize on his newly discovered fame. The public's fascination with Sheen's meltdown highlighted a growing trend in celebrity culture, where personal struggles and erratic behavior frequently receive more attention than professional accomplishments. Sheen's erratic behavior and substance abuse issues also had a profound impact on his personal relationships. His marriages to Donna Peel, Denise Richards, and Brooke Muller all ended in divorce, with allegations of infidelity and substance abuse frequently appearing in the media. His relationships with his children were also strained, with Richards and Mueller obtaining restraining orders against him at various points during his career. Sheen's battle with substance abuse, which started in his early 20s and lasted for decades, was frequently linked to his professional life, resulting in several stays in rehab and a number of widely reported relapses. At first, it was thought that Sheen's drug and alcohol use was merely recreational, but as time went on, it became evident that it was a serious and destructive addiction that would have far-reaching effects on both his career and personal life. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Sheen's drug use became a regular feature in tabloid headlines for his crazy antics, and frequent run-ins with the law during this time caused his career to suffer, with fewer roles coming his way as producers and studios became wary of his erratic behavior. His addiction led to a number of legal issues, including arrests for drug possession and domestic violence. Sheen's frequent run-ins with the law only served to increase his notoriety, casting a shadow over his professional accomplishments and earning him a reputation as one of Hollywood's most troubled stars. In 1998, Sheen was hospitalized after a near-fatal overdose. Many hoped that the incident could have been a wake-up call for him to seek long-term help and change his ways. After the overdose, Sheen appeared to stabilize for a while, publicly promising to change his life. However, despite this, he continued to struggle with addiction, with his problems frequently manifesting in the public eye. His attempts to stay sober were frequently short-lived, with frequent relapses that were extensively covered by the media. In 2010, Sheen was arrested for domestic abuse charges against his then-wife Brooke Mueller. This incident led to another stay in rehab, but even this was insufficient to keep him sober. Sheen's struggles with addiction were both personal and professional on the set of 2.5 Men. His addiction problems interfered with production, causing tensions with cast and crew members and ultimately contributing to his firing from the show in 2011. His increasingly erratic behavior was frequently the subject of public and media scrutiny, with Sheen himself occasionally appearing on talk shows and social media to defend his actions in a bizarre and incoherent manner. His public meltdowns became infamous, especially during the Tiger Blood and Winning phase, when Sheen's behavior reached a new level of instability, had serious consequences, including strained relationships with his family, friends, and co-workers. His father, Martin Sheen, and brother, Emilio Estes, both publicly expressed concern for Charlie's well-being, characterizing his addiction as a disease that the family had to manage together. His children were also frequently caught in the crossfire of his chaotic lifestyle, resulting in custody battles and accusations of child endangerment. These family dynamics demonstrated how Sheen's addiction affected not only his own life but also those closest to him despite his repeated attempts at rehabilitation. In November 2015, Charlie Sheen made a shocking revelation on NBC's Today Show that he was HIV positive. Sheen said that he had been diagnosed 4 years prior and had chosen to keep his condition in private to avoid a media frenzy and protect his family's privacy. Sheen's battle with addiction has been a long and arduous journey marked by moments of hope followed by relapse. The cyclical nature of addiction has been evident in Sheen's life, with each attempt at sobriety ultimately giving way to a return to substance use. Her story serves as a stark reminder of the difficulties that come with addiction, especially in the high-pressure environment of Hollywood, where access to drugs and alcohol is often easy. Been living with the virus in secret, enduring the fear and anxiety of his diagnosis alone. He also disclosed that he had been the victim of extortion, paying millions of dollars to prevent his diagnosis from becoming public because he feared the potential stigma and backlash that might result from the disclosure. Sheen's decision to come forward was partially driven by a desire to stop the extortion, which he described as a draining and ongoing financial and emotional burden. By making his status public, Sheen hoped to end the blackmail and regain control over his narrative. He also aimed to use his disclosure as a chance to raise awareness about HIV and encourage others living with the virus to seek support and treatment. His announcement was met with a mixture of shock, sympathy, and Sheen's candidness was seen as a positive step towards reducing the stigma associated with HIV, especially in a society where misconceptions about the virus still persist. Sheen's willingness to talk about his diagnosis helped to humanize the condition and provided a platform for his advocacy for increased awareness and education. Sheen sparked a national conversation about HIV and the stigma surrounding it by using his platform to advocate for increased awareness and education. He appeared on various talk shows and in interviews discussing his experience with HIV and emphasizing the importance of safe practices, regular testing, and lowering stigma. More relatable face for HIV awareness, but the revelation also had serious personal and professional repercussions. Sheen's former partners sued him for allegedly exposing them to the virus without their knowledge, claiming that he had not told them about his status before entering into intimate relationships. These lawsuits only added to the ongoing legal battle Sheen was facing, making his already turbulent life even more complicated. As he dealt with the fallout from his disclosure, Sheen faced not only legal ramifications but also a loss of trust and a strained reputation in the public eye. Despite these difficulties, Sheen continued to work in Hollywood, albeit. After leaving 2.5 Men, Sheen tried to resurrect his career with the FX series Anger Management, which debuted in 2012. The show was loosely based on the 23 movie of the same name, and Sheen played a former baseball player turned advocate for health and advocacy. His disclosure, while initially upsetting, also offered him a path to redemption in the eyes of some as he took responsibility for his actions and sought to educate others. His journey with HIV became part of his public narrative, reshaping his image from that of a reckless celebrity to one that confronted his past mistakes and advocated for a cause. Sheen's acting career slowed down significantly in the years after anger management therapy ended. He occasionally made cameos on television shows and landed smaller film roles, but his personal struggles, public meltdowns, and controversial behavior left an indelible mark on his career. Despite the setbacks, Sheen has worked to improve his public image in recent years. He has been more open about his struggles with addiction and his HIV diagnosis, using his platform to advocate for greater awareness and understanding. Sheen has also expressed regret for some of the things that happened to him. He has been open about his struggles with addiction and the effects they had on his career and personal life. But despite his efforts to turn a new leaf, Sheen's past still haunts him and he remains a divisive figure in Hollywood. The accusations against Corey Haim and Corey Feldman have been a major part of Charlie Sheen's narrative, casting a shadow over his career and personal life. Feldman's memoir and subsequent interviews rekindled discussions about Hollywood's dark underbelly and the exploitation of young people. Feldman has continued to advocate for survivors of abuse in Hollywood, using his platform to call for greater accountability and transparency. His efforts have brought renewed attention to the issue of abuse in the entertainment industry and have emphasized the importance of listening. The accusations against Sheen have never been proven, but they have had a significant impact on his public image and reputation. Sheen has strongly denied the allegation, and no legal charges have been filed against him in connection with Haim. Charlie Sheen's career has been characterized by extreme highs and lows, from his early success in iconic films like Platoon and Wall Street to his rise as one of television's highest-paid actors on 2.5 Men. His talent as an actor is undeniable, spanning both dramatic and comedic roles, but his personal life has frequently overshadowed his professional achievements with a series of scandals, legal battles, and public meltdowns defining much of his public persona. Sheen's connection to this narrative has further complicated his public image. Often glorifying excess and indulgence, Sheen's battles with addiction, legal troubles, and accusations of inappropriate behavior have all been well documented. But despite these difficulties, Sheen has shown a remarkable ability to bounce back, maintaining a presence in Hollywood even after multiple setbacks in recent years. Sheen has been open about his struggles with addiction and his health issues, using his platform to advocate for change and raise awareness. Although his efforts to reform his image have had mixed results, they show that he is willing to face his past and work toward a better future. Charlie. Despite the controversies that have dogged his career, Sheen remains a notable figure in Hollywood history. His performances in films like Wall Street and Platoon continue to be celebrated, and his role on 2.5 Men remains iconic in the television comedy channel. His journey serves as a reminder of the highs and lows of fame, the difficulties of addiction, and the importance of accountability. Sheen's legacy in Hollywood is complicated, marked by both incredible talent and significant controversy. He has captivated audiences with his performances, while also shocking them with his off-screen antics. Whether viewed as a talented actor who fell from grace or a troubled soul seeking redemption, Charlie Sheen's story ultimately demonstrates the complexity of human nature and the timeless allure of Hollywood. His career has been a roller coaster of triumphs and tribulations, reflecting the frequently turbulent reality of life in the spotlight. The entertainment sector,